Okay, we got a lot to talk about from Astro here. I just did a short, Judas Priest, Living After Midnight. I've been waking up at midnight just for a little bit and then going back to Astro. And we've got Judas Priest, Living After Midnight was the song that I was playing. Check out the shorts. We are going to do the cards about the shorts, but I wanted to just quick tell you that I finished my book. It's a big, thick one, but it was really good about the battle school children that get kidnapped for their intelligence. And the new book is Long After Midnight. Now, isn't that weird that midnight would keep coming up? Long After Midnight. And this is more of a mystery murder. Okay. So that's that. And then the big trouble with the hologram. Everything is getting exposed. We have a Queen of Swords energy that is the overall energy right now. So we're going to talk just a little bit about that. Queen of Swords is the leader of truth. Okay? So the Queen of Swords, unbiased decision maker, excellent communicator, wise, logical, honest, integrity, counselor, bold, blunt, truthful. Okay, that's the energy we got right now is Queen of Swords. If it's not the truth, we don't want to hear it. And I know I've been telling you that we need to stop listening to so much YouTube. And I have. I'm down to very few. We need more music, more silence, and more of you speaking your truth. Now, what do I mean about you speaking your truth? I don't want you to think that it's converting somebody over to your side of thinking. It's just to be bold and blunt. Somebody says to you, "Oh, that sun is so hot." Instead of you just saying yeah and complaining, you could say something like I do. I say, "Oh, but it's activating our DNA." And then if they ask another question like, "What do you mean by that?" I can tell them a little more, but I don't push it on them. I just am not falling into their negativity. Okay? Very important way to talk to people out there in the normie world. Okay? I wanted to say hi to Stefan. I did put your latest song that you put on Twitter on my playlist. So everybody can check it out. It's the June playlist. I'm not going to mention it by name or talk about it right now because that's not the energy. The energy right now is the Queen of Swords. And that video was a Ace of Wands, that in and out energy, the flame, Cheap Trick, right? It's that in and out energy. So we're going to be talking about the Queen of Swords. That's what's going on right now. So by being positive with everybody, okay, Soul Sister and Mind Gaming are here. Okay, NMD Gaming. Okay, hi you guys. So when the neighbor says something like, "Oh, the sun is so hot," instead of being negative with them, you want to go ahead and say, "Oh yeah, but the solar flares are activating our DNA." They may look at you and roll their eyes and move on, or they may ask you a question, and that's what we want. We would prefer to question, okay? All right, then we have positive new earth. That's what we want to be talking about. We want to be talking about all of the positiveness, all of the truth that's positive. We don't want to go into negativity, okay? That's the kind of energy I'm getting right now. It's not "Oh, I'm all love and light. There's nothing bad going on." No, that's not what I'm saying, okay? You turn on your TV set and the hologram, big trouble in the hologram. Okay, why am I talking about living after midnight? Because in astro, that is the biggest time we have is between midnight and 3. It's huge, okay? It's like everybody gathers at midnight and we all just really do some hard, heavy duty work. No, there's no time there. I'm just using that because we're in the matrix talking right now, right? Okay, there's, if you saw my regression, we call them time bands. I'm a timeline jumper. There is no timelines. I mean, there is no time. There's timelines, and again, approximately at midnight, we all gather, and then it's living after midnight is when we're really doing a lot of good work, and then we're bringing it in, like right now while I'm awake, I'm bringing it in, I'm telling you the energy, Queen of Swords, positive new earth, okay? Then we have to give it away. So we want to give it away. We want to give away our talent. We want to give away like Stefan did. He shared music yesterday on Twitter, and then I got to watch a video. I got to put it on my playlist. I really enjoyed that. The second video didn't show up. It said the video couldn't be seen, but you know what? I post stuff all the time, and I hope you guys watch what I post. It's probably going to be more music and less tarot because that's where we're going. We're going into more of you don't need to listen to other people. You need to become what you're watching. Now, does that mean I want you to leave my channel? No, 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 because I'm telling you the energy. Okay? I'm going to be an energy reader on YouTube until I'm not. Okay, so we want to share that. Then we want to be useful, happy, and free. Now, if I was always a downer, would you be wanting to listen to me? No, but you also don't want fakeness, and you also want it authentic, and you also want it real. So I give it to you just the way I'm giving it to you. There's big trouble in the hologram right now. You're going to see a lot of stuff about wars and catastrophes happening. Remember, the timeline is splitting permanently. Okay? So if the timeline's splitting permanently, we have to do that final wheat and chaff. Okay? So stay happy, stay free, and be useful. Now, the last thing we had was to believe and trust in yourself, not in other people. So that's just what I'm saying about you can listen to Steve's Love Tarot, you can listen to Soul Sister, you can listen to a few of the tarot people on here, Tasha's Divine Guidance, right? Absolutely Miss Mystic, but the point I'm trying to make is then, space that out during your day, like a morning, lunch, supper, maybe nighttime, whatever, however you do it. And then in the in between, you do your own thing. Like Stefan sharing his music, Soul Sister shares her tarot. Okay? Spend time outside, lots of time outside, because that sun, when people think that it's hot, oh, I got to wear sunscreen and sunglasses and a long shirt and long pants. I'm out there with no clothes on hardly and getting the rays, okay? Now, the last 3 cards that we had from the short are the Two of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the Four of Swords. So you're healing. We need to slow down, okay? If you watched yesterday's Steve's Love Tarot, he said slow your roll, okay? I'm hearing just slow down, live in the moment, live in the day, live in the hour, okay? But like he said, don't make no 20-year plans. Don't be taking out no 30-year mortgages. Don't be thinking like the Matrix. Live in the now. Can you just have fun? Can you just live in the moment? Can you just listen to what's going on in the moment? Then maybe Astro gives you a little, hey, maybe you should go do this. And then you go do that. But like, expectations lead to resentments. So don't have any expectations. Don't have any plans. Don't make any plans to fly on an airplane or go on a cruise. It's all big trouble hologram. I'm not stressing enough how much they want me to tell you that it's big trouble hologram, but I'm hoping that you can dive deeper into this reading and check that out. You self-forgave, you now self-love yourself. You're going into a renewal period, okay? We're no longer in that 10 of swords in my back. That's what I got to read from you. From my book, I want to read just a little bit of what I took from it. Oh, it's really good here. Let me find it. I underlined it for us. Oh, it's really good. I hope I can find it. Okay, one of them was, I've got a better idea. You can have it all. Okay, that was her final words, and that's kind of like my final words is, if you were to tell me that I could either live on the spaceship and do my thing, or live here for another 200-300 years and have as much money as I wanted to do my project, I would rather live on my spaceship. So you can have it all. I would just donate it to projects. But if I have to stay here and do a project, I'm going to do my, I'm not positive yet. I'm not going to say. It was the animal sanctuary in the castle, but it might not be. I'm getting different downloads now, but I'm not supposed to share them. It does have to do with music, though. Okay. It left the world with a clear moral picture of who did the stabbing in the back and who was stabbed. That's the one I wanted to talk about with the Four Swords, okay? Now, I went off track with the project, but that was still very important. Now back to the Four of Swords. It left the world with a clear moral picture of who did the stabbing in the back and who was stabbed. Doesn't really get said better than that. That's what we just went through. Now we're in a renewal. We've forgiven. No more grudges, no more resentments. That's why I tell you to not have expectations, because expectations lead to resentments. 13:01 on the clock. Okay, so those were just a couple that I wanted to share with you. And with the Four of Swords coming up, I wanted to explain to you that you're done. You're done with this healing and this who put four swords in my back and who did this to me and who did that to me, okay? Now we're going with long after midnight. Living after midnight, Judas Priest. That's the kind of energy we're in now. The Queen of Swords energy is, you did this to me, I forgave you. The big trouble hologram is playing out right now majorly, okay? Last but not least, we have to balance. The Two of Pentacles energy, we have to balance. So whatever we're doing, we're juggling obligations, we're keeping a focus, we're seeking harmony and we're seeking love, but it has to be all about equilibrium. So not too much this way, not too much that way, just a nice even flow. Be like water. It takes the shape of its container. I steal a lot of Steve's language because it's my language. If I ever had somebody talk and think like me, it's definitely Steve from Steve's Love Tarot. Okay, so now we have the Knight of Wands energy, which is what we want to finish with. We want to finish with action. The Queen of Swords has been sitting with her sword, and she said about the stabbing, right? We know who did the stabbing. We know what has happened. We know. But we can forgive and move on. They didn't want you to forgive and move on. They wanted you to stay in that hurt and angry place. So we're moving on. We're going to be departing. So some of us are going to be doing projects and some of us aren't. If I have my way, I will not be staying here doing a project. They can have it all. You can have all of everything that's been given to me in this Big Trouble hologram. Even though it's going to be great, New Earth. Oh yeah, New Earth indeed. Didn't we see that one? Positive New Earth indeed. I'm not saying that it's not going to be here. I'm not going to say that I'm not going to be useful and happy, but I want to be free, and me being free is on my ship. Okay? A lot of you might not understand that part, and that's okay. You don't have to. So, interrupting the norm, again, back to the neighbor analogy of when your neighbor says that, you can interrupt the norm and don't just agree and say, yeah, it's really hot out. Say, no, yeah, this is great. That's why I'm barefoot and have no clothes on, because I love the sun. I want my DNA activated. And we're getting our emotions in check. So we're ready for departure. Now, I know that sounds very sci-fi, but, that's the way I am. I'm in a Knight of Wands energy with a Queen of Swords background. Okay? So you guys can check out the Knight of Wands energy with the Queen of Swords background. I am going to end it there, but there was one more card that was left, and it's the Ten of Cups. So the outcome is a Ten of Cups. And what's the Ten of Cups? This one didn't get on the shorts, but it's your fantasies coming true. So you can say that the spaceship is a fantasy or a new project. Your most money you can have in doing a project is fantasy, but it's coming true. The Big Trouble hologram is being smashed. And then love and soulmates. That's the part I didn't mention. But my soulmate's on my ship with me every night. Did you know that? You are with your soulmate, your mission partner, your ancient ones at night. That's why a lot of us are doing a lot of resting right now, because we'd rather be there than here. But we got to finish this, you guys, okay? 17:50 on the clock. I am Miss Mystic. Thank you for listening.